Custom data exports is a powerful feature that's frequently overlooked by ProductCart merchants. It gives them the ability to drill down into the information that's stored in their e-commerce database, either for producing for reports or printing off information that they might want to archive someplace, or sharing or even sharing data from the database with other applications. You can find custom reports in your database under the Reports menu and down to Custom Data Exports. And this takes you to the Custom Data Export page. On this page, you can export a variety of different types of information. You can export orders, as seen here. You can export customer information. You can export some affiliates information. You can export product information. Those are generally the ones that are most often used. You can also export information that's needed for some of your shipping vendors. Those exports are available at the bottom and are typically customized to suit the information that those vendors need. To create a custom data export is a pretty straightforward process. For instance, if we want to export some order information from our store, you simply select the data that you would like to export. In this case, let's go ahead and select the order ID, order date, customer name. I don't think we need customer details for this one. Order details, and let's find one more item. And export the payment details for this. Then you have the capability to select a date range. Since this is a test store, it's not a real busy storefront, so we're going to go back a little ways to find, make sure we find some orders for our export, because otherwise we may not. So let's go back a few years to find that. And you can also select the option to include incomplete, returned, or canceled orders, which we won't do in this time. As part of the export, you have the option to either export it as an HTML table. This is typically something that you'll just view on your screen, and might be if you're looking for a particular piece of information from an order. So you don't need to export it to a different application. Or you can export it as a CSV or comma delimited file. That's typically for import into an application, a spreadsheet application, or sometimes if you're going to actually import that information into another application or another database, you would also use the CSV format. For our purposes today, we'll take a look and just export it as an HTML format, because we don't need to do anything like swap it into another application or view it in a spreadsheet. So let's go ahead and submit that. And as you can see, it resolves pretty quickly, especially when you export to HTML. And it gives you, a custom data set that shows what you've requested, which would be all the orders that suit that date range that were fulfilled, because we did not include the canceled or returned or incomplete orders in that one. But you have a number of different options. You can basically select as much or as little information that you need to export for these things, and can give you actually enough data really to populate a database, or to send over to other applications if need be. Although in the shipping vendor applications or exports at the bottom are more customized to what the shipping vendors do. But you can see it's a pretty simple process. You just go through and select the bits of data that you'd like to have, and there's no date range on customers, because it's going to actually export all the customer information that's in the database and just display those items of data for it. So let's go ahead and export that one and see what we have. And get a list of customer information. But oftentimes this is customer product cart merchants use this for export to CSV format, especially with exporting either product information for inventory purposes or order information for bookkeeping purposes, because it's a handy thing to have. And actually, if you import those and then save them in spreadsheets, a lot of merchants do that to keep their information archived either in a business system or on a computer that's just, associated with their business system. So it's a very simple and straightforward process, but a lot of merchants are barely aware that custom data exports even exist. So it's a powerful feature to keep in mind as you structure your store's operation and how you want to communicate information from your storefront throughout the rest of your business.